Welcome to Good Morning Uganda Extra, an extension of Good Morning Uganda. I'm Robert Chirabonyonitono. Thank you for making us a TV of your choice. That's television station of your choice. Really appreciate. Now today we are going to be looking at something that is made rounds, dominated political, social talk in our country. That is the parish development model. This was launched, if you remember, early this year in February in Kibuku district, where we saw the launch of the parish development model. Now, the aim of this is to ensure that the 39% of Ugandans who are not in the money economy are brought in the money economy. It is a 7-pillared program. However, the most famous to many Ugandans has been pillar number 3, which is financial inclusion. Now, you need to understand what is parish development model. You need to understand each of these pillars and how it's going to move. But with me on set to discuss this and more emphasis today is going to be on pillar number 3, financial inclusion, is Dr. Robert Bahengana, who happens to be the research and policy analyst, PDM Secretariat. Doctor, you're most welcome.
Thank you, moderator, and good morning, Uganda.
And just next to me is Madame Irene Muwanguzi, who is the Enterprise Development Specialist, Parish Development Model. You're most welcome, Madame.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
Now, having known my guests, let me just go direct to Dr. Robert here. Doctor, in simple terms, we know so much sensitization has been done, but still there is no much that has to be understood by Ugandans. When we talk about this parish development model, one, what are we talking about, and how different this time is it from other government programs that have been put in place by government to eradicate or eliminate or alleviate poverty?
Thank you, moderator. My name once again is Dr. Robert Bahengana. As you have said, I'm research and policy analyst at PDM Secretariat, Ministry of Local Government. Yeah, thank you for the question. And now I want to begin by saying that parish development model is driven by research and statistics, definitely. And research was done and statistics generated by UBOS, which revealed that there is a category of people, category of people under 39% outside the money economy. And when we talk of outside the money economy, what do we mean exactly? We mean that these people don't have income or have less income. And by virtue of that, it means that they will not create jobs. And if they don't create jobs, definitely they will not save. And automatically, when you don't save, because saving is a function of investment, you cannot invest. And that means you remain in that cycle of poverty at the household level. And what does this mean? It means that government has come with a package, an integrated package of whole government approach to address this problem. And the problem is based on fundamental questions. Which questions must be informed by research and statistics? And these questions emanate from household income. People don't have income or they have less income. But even the less income they have, they don't know how to invest it. And this means they will remain in that status quo. The other question is about about production and productivity, and if you want, profitability as well. And this feeds into agricultural technologies, the uptake of agricultural technologies. And there has been a low uptake of agricultural technologies. You talk about quality and certified seeds and access to that. You talk about post-harvest handling technologies. All these have been at a low uptake, or if anything, nothing at all. Now, all these issues have to be packaged into what we call parish development model to deliver fundamental and quality services to the common person, to the person that needs these services, both at a household level and at a community level. Yeah.
Now, rightly said, it is a wholesome approach. But then I want to bring in Madam Irene here. How then different is it from the previous? Because where I want to start with that, there's been so much assumption that it's business as usual. What makes parish development model stand out from the many since entandikwa with Samba Mugerwa, wealth creation, NADS? What is that uniqueness in PDM?
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, PDM is quite unique because it's a demand-driven strategy. It's a socio-economic development process that takes step by step. It's a phased approach. It has to be demanded in that communities have to be organized into organized leadership and structures that are going to help them access what they need. And when we talk about being demand-driven, it means it has to be having drivers of demand. And one of that is microfinance, which is being done through PDM circles. And so without finances, without resources, there cannot be demand. In the past programs, for example, or maybe they're still existing. For example, let me say Operation Wealth Creation. We know that it has been here for some time. It has made good impact. But most of the resources used to be, inputs used to be given, handouts. You know, buy for them seeds, buy for them this and that. But for us in parish development model, we give people resources. We trust them. We trust that people who are on subsistence are not stupid. We believe that they have the capacity, they have the knowledge, they have the will to do it, but they need a hand up, not a handout. So a hand up is being given through PDM, the package of PDM, through the 7 pillars of socio-economic development. And once put together, they can lead to transformation of communities through a parish as an epicenter of service delivery. We bring services close to the people. Proximity is the uniqueness of the parish. And why do we call it an epicenter of service delivery, of community organization? It's an epicenter in that everything that is done at a localized place. So it's both a strategy in terms of methodology of work, but also in terms of physical presence with the communities, with the people. And so all that, once put together, leads to community self-reliance. So they don't wait for government to come and buy for them things, or wait for extension workers to come and maybe organize. The organization has to start from the community, from the people. And that is, those are the hallmarks of development. Once people are organized, once the methodology is clear, and people know that this is not a handout, but it's a hand up, they take responsibility, they pull themselves from the pathetic conditions, and they see themselves as the authors of their own development. So government becomes a very trusted partner, a trusted entity that is going to help them. And then other partners in development come to play, including NGOs, private sector starts emerging in the community, in the parish. And so there's a lot of action that takes place to shake up the systems, shake up the people, the mindset on how people view things, or the perceptions, the attitudes. And of course, people start having the confidence that if I can touch money myself, then I can be able to look for suppliers of seeds, for example, and I can be able to organize with fellow community people, and then we access what's missing. So that alone is a very important aspect of community mobilization and organization to ensure that development initiatives take place.
Well, as you're explaining, at one point I closed my eyes and I figured out how this can really transform the lives of people in a particular parish if they embrace the parish development model wholeheartedly. But this is a 7-pillar model. And here I want to bring in Dr. Robert. When we talk about 7 pillars, today I want to concentrate on the most prominent or most talked about, which is pillar 3. Briefly and fast, take us through these 7 pillars, and then we shall come back to the topic of today, which is pillar 3, financial inclusion.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you very much. The 7 pillars include the first one is agricultural value chain development. Then the second one is for infrastructure and the economic services. Pillar 3 is financial inclusion, which includes the PRF. PRF is Parish Revolving Fund. Then pillar 4 is social services, which includes education and water and environment, and then health. Then we also have pillar 5, which is community mobilization and mindset change. We also have pillar 6, which is parish-based management information system, as well as pillar 7, which is governance and administration. But all these 7 pillars work together to deliver services to the parish, to the ward, to the community, to the household, to everyone, to all Ugandans. Especially now, out of these 7, we have pillar 3, which is financial inclusion, and this is known by everyone. When you go out there and ask what is parish development, every person in the household will tell you pillar 3, PRF, because things to do with money, people will immediately come out to find out what is it, where can I find money, how can I get it, like that. But these other pillars are also reinforcing pillar 3 to deliver to the expectations of the government as well as its citizenry. Yes.
Now, when you talk about people being concerned, you've talked about pillar 1, which I find very important. Not that others are not, and pillar 1 and pillar 5, because I believe even with a changed mindset, someone can come out of poverty. With increased production, someone can come out of poverty. But then we have financial inclusion. Now, here I want to bring in Irene. When you talk about financial inclusion, which is pillar 3, let's understand, who is this targeting? How does one become a beneficiary? Because all other pillars, the other 6, are all inclusive. When they work on the road, anyone benefits. But pillar 3, where we've seen excitement, is limited to a certain category of people. So who is it targeting, and how does one get part to benefit over pillar 3?
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, pillar 3 is financial inclusion, which means there's microfinance involved. So it targets the 39% of our population, which is still in subsistence economy, and we want to bring them into the money economy. This is based on the principle that when many people in the economy are involved in productive activities, then development is faster. You achieve development faster than leaving a few people involved. And when we talk about the 39% in subsistence, we look at the people mainly who are in agriculture, especially those at the lower end of production, but it goes through the whole value chain of agricultural development. So those are the people that we target, because they live hand to mouth, and we want to move them from the subsistence kind of economy to the money economy. Yeah, so how one gets to become a beneficiary is very simple. First of all, these resources or the money goes to the community, to the parish circle. Every circle or every parish in Uganda is entitled to their portion of the resources, about 100 million per year. And so they're required to form leadership, first of all, and then open a bank account of the parish. And so money comes from Ministry of Finance or Bank of Uganda directly to the parish. And when it's there, then the organization or the leadership at the parish level, who are mainly the PDCs and then the circle leadership, are expected to organize communities. So people, first of all, get sensitized. They get to understand through the mindset change processes, and then they form groups which are enterprise groups, business groups where people are decided to do some particular enterprise, come together, and those must be between 10 and 30. And then they form a group, register it through their commercial officers in the districts, and then they access, they become members of the circle. And that's how money is passed to them, to individuals, but through groups. Yes, so it's as simple as that.
Money is passed to individuals, but through groups.
Yes,
well, we are still looking at parish development model, and pillar 3 is what we are looking at, which is financial inclusion. Now, Doctor, more light on financial inclusion. Why? I've had many people, is a PDM wazirabiyekeyo? You know, PDM money is a tulinda. Let's be more clear on this category. Let's be more clear. Who formed these circles? We've had issues where we've had a family, we've had members, we've had the Chirabo was belonging to a circle and waiting to eat this money.
Yeah, thank you very much. To address this question, it goes back to pillar number 6, which is parish management information system. And this now means that before you qualify, you must first go through data collection. This pillar is responsible for collecting household data and later community data. So to understand the household, the number of members in the household, the number of children, and etc., so that they understand who is eligible and who is not eligible is very important. And then after that, then the formation of enterprise groups. And these enterprise groups are formed at a village level. After knowing that household B, household A, household
Maybe,
B.
Doctor,
Yes.
sorry to cut you short, and I also want to apologize to our viewers for this intervention. But Thursday next week, I'll have the same guests, and we'll continue discussing issues regarding the parish development model. I have to run now to Serena Hotel in Kampala, where we are having the 7th High-Level Economic Growth Forum. And of course, this is also very relevant information for you, my viewer, to get. But in case of anything, join me same time Thursday next week. Good morning.
We've deployed a pragmatic stimulus to support recovery and also to accelerate monetization of the economy through the parish development model. Consequently, the pace of our recovery has exceeded even the more optimistic expectations. Real GDP grew by 5.3% last financial year, climbing from a slump of 3.5% in 2020-21. It is expected to grow at 6% this financial year, which in itself represents a stunning economic and policy achievement. Yet we are not contented. Government aims at a much faster acceleration of economic output. His Excellency the President has challenged us to expand the economy by a factor of 10. We are currently devising strategies to achieve this. I am hopeful that the outcomes of this growth forum will support us in this task. Ladies and gentlemen, often good questions outrank easy answers. At the end of this forum, let's know, how should Uganda grow? Where exactly are our highest growth prospects? What activities should we prioritize? And which ones should we drop? What are the key areas of opportunity to accelerate economic growth and address the longer-term structural problems? Many people believe we have a much larger scope for broadening the tax base to raise more revenue. Do we have the evidence on where and how to achieve this? Others believe our tax expenditures are too costly in terms of foregone revenues. Last year, the evidence was inconclusive. Is there new evidence? How best and practical should we plug the holes? Our best bet for accelerated socio-economic transformation is the PDM. We have it on tomorrow's agenda. What are your nuanced views on this transformation?